Have you ever asked yourself how many nights does it take to kill a god? Well, that's the question we'll be answering today. This one was posed to us quite a few times during the course of these videos, and with pleasure, we will answer it. How many nights does it take to beat up Tiamat? Also, 95% of you aren't subscribed. What are you doing? We're making more of these. If you like them, subscribe for more. The scenario we've put both sides in is what we could only describe as the gates of hell, with Tiamat guarding the gates so her army would be able to enter the material plane. Some rules we've made for this fight. Number 1, all of the units attacking Tiamat have been donated magical blades and bows and other kinds of weapons and ammunitions from the fictional country of the United Kingdom, so they will count as magical. Tiamat had to prioritize shielding the gates, so there's more incentive for this dragon to be on the ground. Number 3, we rolled initiatives for individual waves so Tiamat can utilize more than one legendary action because she has a total of 5. Number 4, as the video progresses, we're gonna be throwing crazier shit at this god until it goes down. The fight started off with both sides rolling initiative, and with dexterity being Tiamat's only weak side, the knights won. 25 knights and 15 archers came into the hellish hallway and charged forward, content with being the sacrificial lambs. Because let's face it, none of them are ever seeing the end of this combat. We ruled that whoever was standing behind the square railings on the map automatically succeeded their saves against Tiamat for combat speed's sake. The archers prepared their shots if Tiamat got into their normal range to shoot. Tiamat used her frightful presence and frightened everyone within 240 feet of her. The map's not even that big! Tiamat, being insulted by what pitiful wave was brought before her, flew down and got closer, preparing to use a breath weapon legendary action. The archers fired as a reaction with disadvantage and missed everything. AC 25, by the way. Second wave of 25 knights and 15 archers were dispatched on the top of the round, already wavering with fear. The fresh units also took cover behind the bone squares on the map, and the archers let loose all of their arrows, managing to land 2 shots for 33 damage with the help of their archer's eye. At the end of their turn, Tiamat used 2 legendary actions to engulf 15 knights in flames with her red dragon head. On Tiamat's turn, she healed for, oh god, 30 HP, and used her frightful presence, which to our surprise, the second wave managed to succeed with a natural 20 on their save. She then walked up further to prepare to engulf more knights in her breath weapon. A new wave came up, and it was the Griffin riders who flew into battle and were poised to harry the god dragon. The unfeared knights charged forward to flank Tiamat. The rest of the knights and the archers let loose their arrows and bolts, landing 2 crits, dealing 47 damage, leaving an actual blood mark on her. At the end of their turn, Tiamat unleashed her red dragon breath weapon legendary action, baking 30 more units, among them even being the Griffin riders that just spawned. The Griffin riders swooped around Tiamat right above her to stab her with their lances, landing no hits. Tiamat then gassed 9 more troops with her green dragon breath weapon this time. After no landed shots from the frightened platoons of knights and archers, Tiamat then bit a Griffin for 40 damage, the first NPC not outright killed by her. On Tiamat's turn, she regenerated her health and frightened all the Griffin cavalry, then took down 1 Griffin and heavily wounded another. She then flew all the way back to her podium and took no hits from any of the opportunity attacks. A new wave rolled in, and it's the shiny green Mythal guards on horseback charging into battle. As they charged full speed and dismounted off their horses to grab some more distance, then hid behind the mini railings close to the lava. Tiamat then threw a breath weapon at the end of their turn, cooking 16 more units, a mix of Griffin, horse, and humanoids. The Griffin riders ran away while dealing with shell shock. A bunch of weenies if you ask me. And Tiamat released another poison breath weapon on the Mythal guards and their horses, taking down 4 more units. From this point onward, I'm just gonna be mentioning the important or pivotal points because it's starting to get like a clusterfuck. When Tiamat went to frighten the Mythal guard, we found a very cool thing. They are unable to be intimidated. We interpreted this as fear as well, so they were completely fine with the frightful presence. Then Tiamat held fast, preparing to breath weapon anybody that comes close on their turns. After the knights and archers let loose and missed absolutely everything, Tiamat fire breath weaponed again and fried 6 more knights and damaged the Mythal guard. The rest of the Mythal guard broke out of cover and rushed up the steps right up next to Tiamat. Some of them even went prone on the steps to get cover from the breath weapons. We now have our first commander joining the fray. The paladin, Page Throughstrike, accompanied by her black knights on griffins, flew towards Tiamat. A key feature with this hero, nobody within 30 feet of her can be frightened. She then used sprout wings to gain a flying speed while on her griffin. Tiamat then gassed towards the Mythal guards, only managing to take down 4 units. We then decided to just say fuck it and rout the Griffin riders because they just like couldn't shake Tiamat's fear. So we added 2 more to the casualty count. After a bunch of misses from the frightened infantry, Tiamat went to confront our first commander, actually missing one of her attacks with a natural 1. Even with her tail and claw attacks, Tiamat did not manage to bring her Griffin down. At the end of the knight and archer's turn, Tiamat let loose another poison breath weapon, taking out 4 more Griffins, and 3 of the Black Knights that were in the air fell to the ground, but Commander True Strike hovered into the air with her sprouted wings. At the same time, the commander used her legendary action to cast Exploit Weakness, succeeding a perception check for her next attack to be a crit. Commander True Strike then landed on Tiamat, casted haste on herself, and attacked 4 times, only landing 1 critical hit for 15 damage with her great sword. Black Knights brung up the rear and harried Tiamat, only their Griffins landing a critical hit for 16 damage. Tiamat then casted her green dragon breath and took down 3 more Mythal guards. The Mythal guards then finally managed to reach her, some of them that is, striking for 85 damage. Tiamat then bit Commander Page as a legendary action, dealing 46 damage. Thankfully, she maintained concentration on her haste spell. On Tiamat's turn, she wanted to attempt to break the morale of the enemy, so she unleashed 3 attacks on Commander True Strike and landed 2 hits and a critical hit for a total of 97 damage, batting the commander to the lava depths below. The archers let loose another volley of arrows, managing to land 2 more shots for 35 damage, moving up for a better vantage point. The next round's reinforcements were 10 Mythal guards being transported by 10 regular knights on horseback, and behind them being 9 cannons operated by squires at the back. They charged forward and dismounted, running up the steps towards Tiamat. The cannons fired a volley, and with their impressive 600 feet of range, they managed to land a hit and a crit, dealing 123 damage total. Tiamat then unleashed another fire breath on the western stair units, wiping out 6 more soldiers. The Black Knights on the Griffins managed to land a crit and a hit for 78 damage total, dealing extra to her because she is a fiend. Or a demon, same thing. Tiamat then unleashed another gas breath, racking up 9 more kills. At this point, we decided to rout the knights and archers that were frightened as well, adding 17 more to the elimination count. On Tiamat's turn, she lunged towards the cannons to stop the barrage from continuing, taking 2 opportunity attacks for 82 damage. She then nearly killed 1 archer with her claws and incapacitated 1 cannon by tail attacking 1 squire, because they need 3 actions to operate it. The archers fell back and launched their volley at Tiamat, landing 2 crits for 71 damage, and Tiamat retaliated by burning down 14 squires and 4 cannons to the ground. Our second commander started deploying. Rolling up from the southern entrance is Tai Feng. We don't have any established lore for this, so if any one of you can come up with something in the comments for why this is happening or why these people are coming into the fray, feel free. Piloting the Athena's Hand airship, this motherfucker is so mad that he's always raging. Flying above Tiamat, Tai Feng jumped onto Tiamat to get up close and personal with her, leaving the ship temporarily with no captain. Until the captain could get replaced, the ship only could fire with a directed cannon shot, which missed. Commander Feng tried to slam Tiamat and knock her prone as he landed on her, but she succeeded her dexterity saving throw with a legendary resistance and took 19 damage from Tai Feng's great axe. Tiamat then just bit the airship for 35 damage as a legendary action. The knights realized that Tiamat was on the ropes and opted to valiantly seek glory in being the ones who felled this beast instead of demolishing the gates of hell, so they ran back, just in time for Tiamat to breath weapon them all, poisoning 18 more units and sending a Black Knight into the lava directly from the air. While 1 Black Knight was cooking in the lava, the other Griffins flew above Tiamat, dealing 26 more damage. Tiamat flew with Tai Feng and casted Divine Word on the squires, instantly killing 9 more squires, incapacitating 3 cannons and flying towards the middle of the map. The archers hit Tiamat with 25 more damage, but Tiamat then retaliated by burning nearly all of them, eliminating 15 more units. On the next round, our last commander has entered the fray. Nyx Riversong and his Direwolf sharpshooter riders have joined the fight. Tai Feng managed to slam Tiamat for 16 more damage, and the Athena's Hand airship managed to land their directed cannon shot for 38 damage. Tiamat then breath weapon Commander Riversong's detachment, eliminating 14 units, including the commander's own Direwolf. Commander Riversong then spawned an adult bronze dragon to join the fight. Isn't this stat block a little bit too OP? Now turning the tables on the Tiamat, his sharpshooters let loose their modified crossbows, dealing 75 damage to her, leaving Tiamat on 2 HP. After Tiamat landed a bite attack on Tai Feng as a legendary action, on her turn she flew back up north to rack up some more of the kill count and sent 3 of her attacks on the Commander Feng, dealing 40 damage to him. The Athena's Hand airship flew parallel towards Tiamat, finally found a new captain to utilize its starboard side barrage and set a volley of cannons, prompting Tiamat to make a dexterity saving throw or take a shitload of damage. Tiamat succeeded with a legendary resistance, but still took 16d8 damage, which was 66 halved to 33, sending Tiamat down to the pits of hell, along with 7 more acceptable casualties of the knights. GG's. All in all, Tiamat took down 219 units, with 232 having to be deployed in order to take her down. Well, there you have it. This fight took the longest time to record, so I hope you all enjoyed. This is honestly pure cinema whenever we were playing. If you liked it and want to see more, make sure you subscribe to catch the next one. And to whoever is still watching, have yourselves a good one.